You know what I hate? Apps. Applications, if you will. I hate apps. And I say that because I feel like in our journey to make things easier, more accessible, more convenient, I feel like we have lost that exact thing. Because now everything has an app. It pisses me off. Because, these deals that like I could get in a store or at a restaurant, I can no longer get because I have to download the app. And it's like, I don't want to download the app. I stare at my phone enough. Whenever a company or an organization or something would come out with an app, it'd be like, oh my god, this new app is so cool and unique, and I can do things I've never done before. And now it feels like whenever an app gets pushed out, it's like, oh, great, another app to download, I guess. It just feels a little exhausting because, like, as I've entered college, and I'm 19 now, I'm an old man. I don't get all the Gen Alpha humor that's slowly taking over the internet. I just don't get it. I'm an old man on the internet now. I'm gonna get roasted by someone for saying that. But as I've entered college, I've kind of realized, man, I spend so much time online. Whether it's on my computer, on my phone, on my laptop sitting over there for school. I spend so much time online, and every time I go to a news article, every time I go to, like, visit a company website, every time I want to get some food and I want to look at a menu, the same thing gets shoved in my face. It's either A, a subscription service, which is a topic for a whole nother video, or it's make an account and download our app. I don't want to make an account and download your app. I want to view what I want to view, and I want to see what I want to see. I want to get what I want to get without making an account, plugging in my email, making a password, just to have some single-use visit to your website and have a shitty UI and experience anyways. This video, I can already tell, is going to sound extremely convoluted. I just kind of sat down and I got a few websites for this, and I'm just kind of saying whatever spills out of my mouth. But anyways, what really pushed me over the edge on really hating this wave of apps and all these things was right after all the COVID lockdowns. Me and my mom, we wanted to go to Bahama Bucks. We wanted to go through the drive-thru at Bahama Bucks because Bahama Bucks is the shaved ice company. They just do it right. They have the best shit. They have the best shaved ice. And so we thought, hey, we haven't been to this in years since, before COVID. It was like 2022 or something like that. I don't remember. Maybe late 2021. So we're going through the drive-thru and we have our little card. I don't know if you remember this, but they used to have these little cards. And they would hand out these cards, and if you got so many punches, it was like 10 punches or something, they would punch holes in it for like every snow cone you bought. And once you filled it up, you got a free snow cone of any size. That was the best system, because you could see how many punches you were getting all the way up. And it was like, oh, we're so close. And when me and Mom went through the drive-thru, we had a card that was fully punched that we hadn't used yet. So we get through the drive-thru and we order what we want to get. I always get a pina colada and lime. I'm basic, but God, that's good. And so we go up there and we hand them our card, and we're like, yeah, we got a free snow cone. And Mom says, hey, can we get another one of those cards? And they say, oh, sorry, we don't do cards anymore. What? What do you mean you don't do cards anymore? Yeah, so all the cards that are currently out there, we still honor them, but we don't give them out anymore. You can now download the app to get our benefits and deals. Why would I do that? Why would I download the app, make an account, and do all that stuff in place of you're going to give me a card and punch a hole in it every time? There's just something so nice. It made it feel, it was tangible. It was something you could hold. It was something nice. It was something like, yeah, I have this thing, and I'm going to bring it, and I'm going to get a free snow cone. It's such a little nothing thing. But it's just, it was special. It was nice. And it's just, yeah, now you get to plug in your email into this app, and then you'll get rewards. That's just not special. That's just soulless. So, like I said, that really pushed me over the edge. And obviously, it's years later. Now I'm actually making this video. But it's just, there's apps for everything. Because going to university, like here at Texas A&M, we have to have a bunch of apps. Where's my school app? So we have to have an app called Navigate for like scheduling stuff and like scheduling appointments and whatnot. We have to have a thing called iClicker. We We have to have a thing called Gradescope. We have to have a thing called Canvas. I'm sure most of you have heard of Canvas. We have to have Zoom. They made me download LinkedIn my first semester here. And then there's like the Texas A&M app and then the Code Maroon and all those things. I have a Calculate 84 app. I have GoodNotes because I take notes on my iPad sometimes. I have GroupMe because they literally made us have groups and group chats and GroupMe for like helping with stuff. And that just kind of pisses me off because it's like we've gone so many years without having this. It's like, I get that it's like mainlined, but like it's just so, I stare at my phone and a computer enough. I don't want to stare at it more just to do basic things that we've gone years not doing on a phone. And then like, you know, you look at like food stuff. God, I have way too many food apps, but you know, how else am I going to get a deal these days? I have all these food apps just because I want to get a deal, and you know, because there's no longer just a deal running in a restaurant anymore. It's now, ooh, do you have our app? Do you have the rewards program? It's like, no, I don't. Oh, you see that just then? I just got a notification. I just looked at my phone while I was recording. That's disheartening. But there's just an app for everything, and it pisses me off because not only is it like, oh, it's an app, it's just soulless, let me go make an account. Because like, you have to make an account, and you get an app and probably a shitty user interface, and what does the company get that made that? They get your data, they get your email address, they get your stuff, they get information. You just get a shitty UI experience that you'll probably never use after 1 or 2 times. It just makes me mad because we've gone so many years as a species without having apps, without having online accounts and stuff. And granted, you know, I do YouTube, I do Twitch, you know, I have accounts for everything. Like, it's not that I have a problem with, it's that, because like I love doing this stuff. It's the problem I have with how reliant we are and that's now seen as the only acceptable way to do things. Because like, take my grandmother, for example. My grandmother, she was born a very long time ago. She was born in the 40s. My grandmother was born in the 40s. And she's gone her whole life without having to do anything with technology. And now all of a sudden, especially after COVID, because pre-COVID it was kind of getting there, and then COVID hit and then everything went online. As we all know, school went online, ordering stuff went online, everything went online, and it hasn't come back. My grandmother's just lucky that she has my mom there to like walk her through doing her doctor's appointments, doing like ordering stuff, like doing everything online, because she doesn't know how to do that. She's never owned a computer because she's never had to. She got a smartphone because she literally couldn't do without it. Like I said, she's gone so many years without having it, and then like in the last decade or so, now all of a sudden it's a necessity. And you look at like apps and phones and stuff, this stuff only got mainstreamed. It's 2024. This stuff only got mainstreamed, like started to get mainstreamed like a decade ago. Some people have been living for decades without doing any of this stuff. My mom had one of those phones that had like a little tiny screen, and then you flip it out and it had the keyboard on it until like 2014 or 15 or whatever, before she literally couldn't keep up with the people she was working with because they had smartphones. Like, that worked perfectly fine for her, but she couldn't keep up with other people because of the device's limitations, so she had to upgrade it. And it's like, that's what made you think, this only got mainstreamed not that long ago, and yet now we are completely dependent on it. One time I was helping my grandmother set up her new iPhone, like, I don't know, like 2-3-ish years ago, something like that. I was helping her set up her iPhone. And you know what she asked me? She asked me, where's the instruction manual for this? You know what that made me think? Where is the instruction manual? It just kind of happened. And there's no real rhyme to reason as to what any of this is, especially for people like her. Like me, I grew up in this. I'm fine with this. I know how to use all this stuff. But like people like her, it just happened. And she has no clue. She has no reason to know why. It just happened. It's been so many years doing things not on technology. Now all of a sudden it is. And now that scene is the only acceptable way to do things really irks me. And I would like to give credit to Elijah, my roommate, who brought that up to me, because like I talk about apps because like I just hate downloading apps for things. And Elijah is the one that said, like, what about old people? So I would like to give credit to him for like making me think about that, because that's a whole different can of worms. But like I hate downloading apps because it's just like, oh, great, another app. Great. Now I have to search through my phone even more. And like, what if you don't have an internet connection? It's just expected that everybody has an internet connection. Those aren't standardized. You still have to pay for those. And like, what if you can't afford it? What if you're on a limited data plan and you can't afford to have good Wi-Fi? You go to like a public library or something. Like, it's just expected to have internet and have a smart device to have apps on. I am so fortunate that I grew up in this and I know how to use this, and I have money to actually have good stuff to put these things on and have the know-how to plug in an email and make a password. I'm so fortunate because so many people don't have all the things I have, and it really pisses me off. I found something on Reddit earlier when I kind of briefly researched this topic, very briefly researched this topic. But this person posted on r/rant, why does everything require an app? I live in a huge city, literal cheapest apartment building, one of the poorest areas. Needless to say, most of the people living in the building are struggling most of the time, can't afford much. Got new management, they decided to make some changes. Started out with the laundry machines. They took quarters, and then boom, one day we needed a smartphone app to wash our clothes. How outrageous is that? You take away quarters, it's easier to have an app instead of quarters, instead of pocket change. When that happened, my partner and I did not have a smartphone. We had one phone, a free one via the state that couldn't run solitaire, let alone some fancy app. All of our other app-capable devices all use Wi-Fi, which does not reach out to the laundry room unless you stand in the hallway and pray you can make it to hit the start machine before Wi-Fi cuts back out. That's another, yeah, like literally, what if you don't have a connection? What if you don't have all this stuff? Oh, it's an app, it's easier, it's mainlined. Why is OBS not working? There we go, it's back on the face. Here's an article from Vox. You get an app. A company and its friends get your information. Rise of mobile phones came with the rise of apps, which to a certain extent makes sense. We're going to be carrying devices around, might as well make use of them. That makes sense. Apps offer a promise of convenience, yeah. In 2017 in Japan, McDonald's found that customers using its app spent 35% more on average. Okay, so corporate greed. We love that. The more app makers know about you, the better able they are to market and sell to you. They often also sell that information to third parties who want to reach out to you too. There aren't tons of legal barriers around how much data apps can collect and what they can do with it. There's really no limit to data collection, so this data can be collected about you and shared and sold between different data brokers or analytics companies to build really granular consumer profiles, which can then be used for targeting advertisers and sold for other purposes. So yeah, you're just getting your information stolen. And you're getting most likely price gouged because, well, not exactly price gouged, but you're getting your information stolen, and it's really encouraging to get you to spend more money. It is so insanely dystopian that this is the reality. It's like, okay, I lived through this device. Oh God, I got another notification. Notifications also piss me off. I know I can delete apps, but
I'm just a little zoomer. I'm addicted to my smartphone.
And this is such a first world problem. Like, I'm complaining about downloading an app on my phone and using it. But it's just, it used to be this wonderful thing that was convenient for everybody. And if you didn't want it, you didn't have to do it. And now it's been so forced down our throats, and it's so soulless that it's no longer unique, it's no longer innovative, nothing's new, and odds are a company or an organization probably just made an app to appease an investor or something, and it's probably just made like shit, honestly. It's probably just made like shit, but we have to have it because we have to have the app. If we want to get a deal or if we want to do whatever, can we not have our little punch cards from Bahama Bucks anymore? Honestly. And that can go for so many things, not just that. But it's just the principle of it. It's no longer unique. It's no longer fun. It's no longer mainlined. It's just something extra we have to do and more time spent staring at a screen and another password we have to keep up with for another account for a corporation that is stealing all our information and selling it to other people anyways. They just have to put less effort into manipulating us. I really hope that this video sounds coherent because I legitimately had no plan. I just started talking. So yeah, thank you for watching. Bye-bye.